If I can share one thing, the most important thing for every new skateboarder, every person in general, act on the things you are interested in without delay. You're gonna wait until something is perfect. Wait until you get the new shoes. This will be focused around skateboarding, but it is a life tip that can carry on into any space. Nice to meet you. My name is Falcon. I've been making skateboard tutorials for about 5 years now. I think pieces like this are important because it gives a space for people to drop comments and really get to know each other and find out things that they wouldn't have found out otherwise. There's something so important about talking to other people, and currently there are two girls on the basketball court arguing and throwing each other's bikes around. It's just something about sharing spaces with people. They're gonna get back together in no time, which is the exact same relationship I've had with this skateboard. I started skating when I was 14 years old. That's relatively late in comparison to a lot of other skateboarders. I skated for 7 years. I stopped for 7 years. When I turned 21, I put the skateboard down and I picked it back up 7 years later. So at 28, I started skateboarding again. I've gotten the most injuries I've ever had in my life, and I've made a great amount of progress as well. But the biggest thing that's changed is the way that I think about my skateboard and the way that I think about life in general. I've really learned that this is a personal journey. When I first started skateboarding, my main goal was to keep up with others, which is a huge mistake that we make in this life. Comparison is crazy, and it's so easy to get to comparing yourself to others now that we're in the age of the internet. So my entire idea of creating videos is to help the people who are already scrolling on their phone find a reason to get off of it. So after you watch my video, go outside, step on your skateboard. I first started by holding on to a fence and doing tricks in the house. I would tighten my wheels all the way down. I'd throw on skateboarding on demand with Comcast cable. Mike V was giving tutorials on how to ollie, and it blew my mind. I feel like I'm doing that now for others, so I'm leaning in. This is my series called How to Skate, and by the end of this, you should be comfortable enough to be doing your first tricks on a skateboard, but more so, you should be comfortable learning things through trial and error, which is a huge part that's missing in skateboarding and in life in general. As we consume content, there is a big need to find something that's right and trust it as if there's no other way. But I'm sorry to break it to you, low-key I'm not. There aren't too many things that are objectively true in this world. And the best way to find out what works for you is to try things. And newsflash, they're not all gonna work. And that's a good thing, because then you find out what's really meant for you. I really feel like I'm talking to my younger self, bro, because there's been so many times where I needed a message like, hey, bro, slow down and find your own way, please. When I first started skateboarding, I went from holding on to a fence and popping tiny ollies to randomly trying double flips down a 5-stair for no good reason. I couldn't even kickflip on flat. And that set me up for a long career of faking it until I make it, but I barely made it. I got hurt more so than not. Eventually I did get good. I started skating the Venice Park when it first opened. I became a local there. Even though I stopped skating there recently because of homelessness and the overall vibe, I loved that skate park, and it taught me a lot of valuable things about skateboarding. I've been absolutely addicted to Topo Chico sparkling water, and this is not a sponsor. I just gotta tell you to find a drink that you like while you're skating. There's a few things that you'll need to have a good skate session: hydration, and for me, music. Something about being able to intentionally create a vibe is unmatched, and music will always help with that. I'm in this wide open space of a basketball court that is not popular, and I won't get kicked out for skating. So if you're a beginner skateboarder, this is something that you absolutely need. Going into skate parks can be intimidating because you are around a bunch of people who are locked all the way in, completely focused, and they might not be able to watch out for you in a space just learning how to stand, push, stop, ollie, any of that. I can understand how it's a little bit embarrassing to have somebody watch you learn something, but next tip, please be comfortable to learn anything you would like in public. The world is yours, and you don't have to hide while in it. But if it does make you uncomfortable to skate large skate parks, please find a local spot like this. Even something as simple as a parking lot, a dead-end street, the sidewalk, a square piece of wood like Rodney Mullen used to do. Skateboarding is only this big, and we can do this almost anywhere. As we learn to skateboard, it is so easy to skip over the basics when you feel like you have a good understanding, but balance is key, and it is what is going to absolutely change the game as you make progress moving forward. Of course, we're gonna get into how to do all the tricks, but first, we're gonna talk about how to stand on your skateboard and how to take a push. And if you've seen any of my short form content, I've gone over it extensively, but I know I've gotten so many new subscribers recently, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because it shows me that you're interested in this type of stuff, and it shows YouTube what you would like to see, so they'll suggest more content that's gonna do you good, rather than the brain rot stuff that we see here in 2025. So like the video. I wanted to make some long form versions of the videos that I usually create in short. One, because I know that some of you really like to watch this stuff when you're not on your phone. And my channel has already been viewed on TVs a lot, and that's the direction that content is moving in. In case you did not know, YouTube is the #1 television streaming service or application, higher than Netflix by a considerable amount. So this is our skateboard. We're gonna learn how to use this effectively and to harness our emotions through this. Skateboarding is like a legitimate therapy session. In case you haven't noticed already, we really find ourselves on these things. And a lot of skateboarding with friends is really just like having a talk with your bro that you really didn't know you needed. I've had so many sessions where we start off skateboarding really hard, but we end having really deep conversations that turned out to help the both of us. So as you get on this thing, just remember how important it is and how much good it can offer outside of just looking cool by landing tricks. I think that's the entire point of this video, is to understand the connect that we have with the skateboard and not get lost in the sauce of just looking cool. So for the rest of this video, I'm gonna talk about the specific parts on this thing. And the next video, we'll start to get into how to stand and how to take your first push.